What's up, Hank?
What's up, buddy?
Not too much. Not too much. Ready for another CKA live.
Hell yeah.
So,
I'm
if you
always
guys don't
ready.
know, I'm Eric Nelson. I'm the tournament director, one of the tournament directors at CKA. Hank Kushion is also a tournament director at CKA. And yeah, we got a little stuff to go over tonight with upcoming events and a little history on past events too. So,
Hell yeah.
good deal. So what do you got on the agenda for today?
Oh man, I've just been busy, man. Work has got me backed up. Um, I was hoping to fish a bunch over the weekend, but it's not looking like So
Yeah, I hear
every
you.
time I get out, they pull me back in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm right there with you. Keep getting projects going, so it's all good. Hopefully, you get to get on the lake this weekend. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah, I hope so too. We got a little thing with the Jackson team that they're doing like a team tournament, like just for team members. And
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe if I can get ahead tomorrow, I'll get out and fish, but I don't
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I was hoping to take my grandson this weekend, but I'm right at the end of a project here that I got to get finished. So
know.
we'll see.
So we're about to have a team guy on right now. And,
Hmm.
I'm on the Jackson team. You're on the Wildy team.
Right.
Dontrell's on the Old Town team, right?
Correct.
And team culture is a thing. Like, you have obligations both ways. Like the kayak people, the manufacturer, the team owners, they have things that they want and expect from you, and you have things that you want and expect from them.
Right.
You have contracts and things like that. And I
Yep.
love the fact that the Jackson team has a kind of is a really good line of communication. They work hard and they promote the sport and the anglers and all that. So I really appreciate that. Maybe we can get into Dontrell because not a lot of guys get on the teams, and I wish there were a spot for everyone.
Right.
Um, so let's ask him about his team culture,
Yeah.
how that you know influences what he does.
Yeah, for sure. Oops. Can't find
No,
the one.
what
There
happened?
it is. Here we go. Bam.
Hey,
What's happening, Don Trail?
what's going on, Eric? Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, good.
Good man, thanks.
Yeah, I was looking. I was like, why are we having Don Trail on this time? I was trying to think, and then I was like, wait a minute, we're going to Jordan.
Yeah. I had actually asked him. We talked about it originally because we were in Virginia together 2 weeks ago for the
Mhm.
VA Bass Nation too. Wanted to touch on that and get his sense of just the Bass Nation scene in general in our region. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, we got Jordan coming up too. But Dontrell, we kind of got into a little other topic. You're wearing your team shirt. That's great to see, man.
Yeah.
We were just talking about team culture. I was saying that Jackson is organizing a tournament. Jackson has a trail series that they do called USA Bassin, and
Okay.
it's not in our area, but that's run by the company or one of the guys from the company. And they're hooking us up with a team tournament on Tourney X this weekend. The team, it's for team members only. Tell us a little about Old Town and your relationship with the national team that you're on.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a great team. I mean, of course, all the anglers are great in their performances, but they're also a bunch of great people as well. So it's fun being able to travel and seeing those guys at every national event just about. Um, and it's a pretty good group of people. I mean, you get together, you talk, and hang out, and go get dinner and stuff like that after the check in for registration and stuff like that. And uh, a
Do
lot
they
of
pay
times
for it?
you're no, because I mean it's just the anglers were there.
Oh, I
Um,
got it. Got it.
you don't get anyone there from like management or from the actual Johnson Outdoors or Old Town unless it's the championship, the classic, or whatever we're going to call it now. That it's going to be on its own thing. But yeah, they'll show up to like the Bassmaster Championship that happens every year.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So the management, like the team leaders, are involved. You enjoy? How long have you been on the team for?
I think three
Yeah.
years now. I think 3 or 4.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah,
Sounds
somewhere
about
around there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Eric, what's your relationship with the Wildy team like?
Yeah, I've been on that team since I think 2019, 2020, something like that. For the most part, it's first it was just they wanted me to fish tournaments, and then and things change. They want a little more social exposure, some other things, but it's the same deal. Like there's not a lot of guys. Like Old Town's got a ton of dudes on the team. We don't have as big of a team, so it's a little different, and it's mixed up from Canada guys, saltwater guys, freshwater guys. So it's a little different dynamic than how Old Town does a lot of it.
Well, yeah, that's interesting, man. Yeah, Jackson's got a diverse group. It ranges across different regions, different types of fishing and stuff like that. For sure. Do you have are there saltwater guys on your team, Dontrell?
Yeah. So they don't break it down by different team members, but I mean they do have a mix of people,
Right.
depending on what they do. If they tournament fish, or they're just straight up just content creators, or some people that do saltwater fishing mainly. So it's a good group mix of people, but it's just not separated as far as like what you do
Right.
mainly.
Yeah, it represents all different areas of the kayak fishing scene, which is good, man. That's there's a lot of us out there. It's not just bass fishing competitors, which the three of us primarily are these days. Yeah, I was going to ask you about saltwater, but maybe that's for another time because I know you got the bug recently. I saw you catching those reds. Yeah. But let's talk about the Virginia Bass Nation event. Your experience with it, my experience with it, and even North Carolina. There's a big club in South Carolina now doing the Bass Nation. And what your strategy was going up to Big Sandy, where you cashed a check, right?
Yeah, got a little bit of gas money for the drive back.
For perspective, just for people who don't know, the Virginia Bass Nation Kayak Series pays out 15%. No, 20%. It was 20%, right?
I think so. So it was
20%.
Yeah,
They
it's
pay out
50
20%
some people in the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's like a spot for like every 5 places or something like that.
Yeah. They paid out a spot for every 5 places. So I thought that was interesting to see that model of revenue sharing for the anglers. I think it's good, right? Keeps people coming back when you cash even the little checks. So go ahead. Tell us about why you went up there and what you did, what your relationship was with that lake.
So we had a KBT, Kayak Bass Team Trail event up there 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. KBT with the Tar Heel Lunkers. I was up there with Wyatt, Dave, and I think Rick. I think that was the team that day.
Good crew.
Yeah, that was a summer event in June. Went there 2 years ago, and it was pretty fun. I think my best 5 was over 100 inches, I think. But it just I like fishing it the way it's set up in the summertime. It was fun. And I always wanted to go back up there and fish it again. There's also the other lake that's up there, Briery.
Yeah,
I think that's people talk about a lot and stuff like that. So I always wanted a reason to get up in that area and fish. And then I saw VA drop their schedule and saw that lake on there. I was like, well, I've been there before, and so I'll just go up there and try it again and see how it is in the spring, early spring spawnish time, and see how it fishes.
Yeah, it was interesting. Of course, Sean Boersma runs the VA Bass Nation. Vinny Ferrari runs the North Carolina Nation, and I forget, they changed guys. I think there was a change in leadership in South
Yeah,
Carolina.
I saw that. I think somebody else just took over for South Carolina, I think, a couple months
Yeah,
ago.
so I don't remember the new guy's name, but he seems to have it up and running. So Sean fished with CKA. I think he's won an event with us one time at least.
It was
Um,
Macintosh, probably. Yeah.
right, right, yeah.
Probably.
Uh, he took over VA Bass Nation 2 years ago, and he's building it up into something really interesting. It caught my attention because Stephen Bell was going up last year and fishing it a lot, and he got into the championship. And I thought to myself, well, there must be something interesting going on there. So I decided to go check it out this year and get out of my kind of usual haunts here in North Carolina. What was your impression of the whole thing, man?
Well, it's good. I mean, Sean's a good dude, so he runs a pretty good deal. And it was cool that YakAttack decided to have us at their shop for the awards and stuff like that. So that was pretty good and nice of them. I think they even let some of the top 3 guys, walk away with some gear, some prizes. But yeah, no, it was pretty good, pretty smooth. He had the captain's pre-meeting Thursday, I think, before, or Wednesday or something like that, and it was pretty casual, but he went through all the basics and stuff for anybody who's new, who may not know everything, and kind of laid it out so that it'd be smooth for anybody who just wanted to jump in for the day or anything like that, who's not familiar with the whole process of just getting up and fishing a tournament.
Yeah, right. I think there were some new people there. It looked like I saw some names I recognized, but I also saw people on the water and talked to guys, and it seemed like some of them had just popped in for the first time. They'd never fished a tournament, and they wanted to get into the Bassmaster kind of side of it. And I thought that was good to see, man. Like a good range of people is what you want at events, so that new blood comes in, and like you said, like Sean did a good job of educating folks. How'd you catch them on that lake? That was an interesting lake. I don't want to get into what I saw there, but I
Yeah,
thought it was a really interesting place, very different than most places we fish around here.
yeah, it's pretty diverse. It's got a little bit of everything, and a lot of stuff that I like to fish personally. That's part of the reason why I wanted to go back and try it out. But I had the whole kitchen sink tied on because I had no practice, so I'm just going up there and I'm just going to see what happens and trying to figure it out on the water. But I ended up catching the first 2 in a area towards the end of a creek arm, and found a flat with some hard bottom, and caught him on a jackhammer, of course, in the with the oversized trailer. That was kind of something I picked up from Wyatt, from the Florida event. So my go-to for a jackhammer is pretty much like a 3.5 or 4-inch Kayak Easy Shiner. That's kind of like my go-to confidence trailer for a jackhammer. But that event, I decided to mess around and just throw on, I think it was like a 5.5-inch caffeine shad, just something, a bigger profile, and just try that out. I got 2 fish on that, and the day was slow. I didn't catch any. I think for the first 2.5 hours, I think. And I was stuck with 2 fish for a minute, and went to another area, ran into Casey, and he said it was tough. I didn't think it was going to be tough. I wasn't sure how tough it was because you don't have a lot of service on that lake. So you can't look at the leaderboard and tell whether or not it's good or not. So
Yeah.
I think I only saw like one person that uploaded a limit like midday, and they were like in the 90s. So I was like, well, if it's tough, then he's got it figured out. But I went to another area, caught one on working my way back. I was in there for a couple hours, and on my way back, I caught one on a shaky head, on a lay down, and then I lost one in the grass on a chatterbait. Didn't even know I had it because I was coming through the grass and didn't even feel it bite. And, I started reeling, got tight, came up, jumped, spit it, and that was it. And then I went back out to this stump in like 12 feet of water where I had saw fish on live, and I had got them to come out, or one of the fish, I got them to come out earlier in the day, but then it wouldn't commit. So, I circled back around towards the end of the day with like an hour and a half left. Started throwing a shaky head at that and got one of the bite, and that was my fourth fish. And
Nice.
I tried so hard for that last like hour, 30 minutes to get another bite, but I couldn't get it.
You kept fishing that spot and just working it, thinking he's going to bite eventually.
Yeah, or just around. I was just trying to find something that hadn't been fished, like some offshore stuff. So, I fished hard that last hour or so, try to get that fifth fish, and it just didn't happen. But I wasn't expecting. Four fish, I wasn't expecting to be anywhere near check range, even with paying out 20%. But I thought there's a chance. So I went to awards just because it was good to see everybody. Bruce and Casey was there at the awards, and a couple other guys that I've seen around the way. They started calling out names, and so 10th place with four fish. I'll take it.
Yes, sir. So, now that you were down in Florida for the Bassmaster event as well, right?
Yeah.
You did fairly well, I believe, right? I think I was in like 70 something, and I think you were in the top 50 somewhere, right?
Yeah, 40.
Okay.
That was after the big day on day 2.
Yeah.
Day 1 struggled just like quite a few other people, but had the bites and they just wouldn't stay pinned. Those, which is one of those days. And I was just caught just 2, or no, I just filled out my limit. I think I had 2 or 3 fish on day 1. But if I just caught a limit, just even if they were minimum like 12 inches, just to fill out my limit, I would have cast a check at the end of the weekend if I had filled out my limit on day 1 after the day I had on day 2.
Yeah.
So day two was fun. Decided to just go and not worry about where everybody else is going and just go straight to where I had wanted to fish, and it worked out. Caught 2 7 and an 8 pounder on day 2.
I love Florida.
Yeah. 2 years in a row that I've caught one at least 7.
Nice.
Yeah, it was. Were we on the Harris? Yeah, we were on. Yeah, no, we were on the Kissimmee chain last year. Yeah, wait, maybe they'll do Harris chain next year, but back to back, we've been doing Kissimmee.
I just did the recap for Drew Gregory's event down in Tallahassee last weekend because they started the KAS series, and I just got curious for a second because I saw like some big fish across the board, but nobody had like a giant bag. I think like 102 inches won the tournament. But I added up the top 5 fish that were caught overall, and it was 113 inches. So Florida just produces different types of animals, man. It was just
it's always
you see it on the news every day.
Yes, Florida's unique. But,
we got Corey.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And now it tells you a little bit. But and that ties into Jordan as well because we got F1s in there now, which makes it even more interesting. Which those are already starting to grow. Not tournament size quite yet, but they're growing pretty quick. So.
Yeah, you gonna fish the event, Dontrell?
Jordan, no. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be there for this one.
So
I'll be Caddo. We got a conflict, so I'll be at Caddo for Bassmaster that weekend.
How would you approach it this time of year, mid-April, if you were to fish the event? How would you break that lake down for CKA?
I pretty much I'd stick close to where I'm familiar with, and I usually launch out of Ebenezer. I mean, Jordan's huge, and I have not spent a lot of time on it to kind of break it down, but Ebenezer is where I've launched from most times, and I've had, I would say, the most success aside from the win I got a couple years ago. But I'm just more familiar with that area and have access to a lot more. I mean, you got two good creek arms, feeder creeks in that area off of that ramp. So you have access to a good amount of water without having to go too far, like,
Right.
Across the main lake or anything like that. But it's early. You shouldn't have to deal with too many pleasure boaters. Maybe. I mean, if it's a warm, sunny day, they'll be out there.
Oh, they will.
What time or what the water temp is.
Yeah. Hopefully you get your limit by then. You can tuck away somewhere.
Yeah. As long as you're not running across the main lake. But
above the L there is where Ebenezer is. Jordan Lake.
On the map there, yeah.
Yeah, on the map. Yeah.
That it's interesting you mentioned that area of the lake, because if there's an area that reminds me of what I saw at Big Sandy, it's that one. It's got, long, narrow arms. It's got old road beds. It's got standing timber back in two different areas that I can remember. And it's just a different setup than other parts of Jordan, because you can transition quickly to deep water. And it just seems to be a little clearer there than the rest of the lake. It doesn't get as much influx of sediment from the Haw River or New Hope Creek like the north end of Jordan does. So that's interesting, man, that you like fishing that kind of water. For me, that's a good area. I like it. I like it too. But I think I would probably approach it differently. What about you, Eric?
I used to fish that area a lot, and I liked it. I actually caught some really nice fish in that area. There's a couple spots I like to hit. But then I started hitting the Poe area a lot and the Robesons, and but lately I've been hooked on Farrington. So it's weird because each ramp's like fishing a different lake. It feels like.
Yeah. Right.
Because you got the moving water over near Robeson and down in Poe, where you get the dam side, and then it doesn't have as much moving water up in the other area. So
yeah, totally
makes it a little different.
Yeah. That's a really good way to look at that lake. It's every ramp is like a different lake. That's absolutely true when you think about it. I don't know. I saw indications when I was out there in early March that there were bass up very shallow, dirt shallow, foot of water. I saw one bed, and I saw several anglers. I think this is going to be a post-spawn tournament based on the weather pattern we've had.
Yeah, possibly. It's kind of hard to say. I know some people said that I've heard the rumors of fish on beds already last weekend. But you had the full moon this week. In 2 weeks, you have the new moon, and that could pull more waves up there. There'll be a late wave, I'm sure.
Right.
Always is. There's always like a straggler and
late
bunch.
spawners. Yeah.
And then by then, you're going to have some post-spawn fish that are going to start biting. So it's
oh yeah,
going to get interesting. We don't care if they got eggs or not because we're not weighing them anyway.
Yeah.
I'll take a tired old female that's 25 inches long. That's fine.
Right.
But we'll see. Yeah, I've heard some that they were on the beds, but hopefully I'll get out there Saturday, if not next Saturday. See what happens.
Interesting.
Should be good. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I might fish this one if I can get away from work stuff.
Yeah.
Dontrell, you're going to Caddo. What's your plan there?
Same thing. I mean, Caddo's it's one of those places where if you don't have a doubt, then you got to cover water. I mean, because everything looks fishy. Cypress trees everywhere, so you kind of have to hopefully we dial in practice and can narrow down an area that's containing some fish. But I'm gonna get like 3 days of practice, and run some, check some old waypoints and see if they're holding anything, if there's fish nearby, and just go from there. Slinging a chatterbait and throwing a shaky head at some cypress knees and see what happens.
Yeah.
What
That's
phase
a
of
fun
those-
lake.
Those fish are definitely going to be post spawn, right? They're spawning.
Yeah, they should be. I mean, yeah, it's Texas, so they're a lot further along than we are.
Right.
Yeah. They're usually a
Yeah,
couple
so-
weeks ahead of us. So
Yeah, so you'll probably have some stragglers, but yeah, it'll be like a late spawn, post spawn deal, I would think.
I can't remember the time of year that KBF was down there and we were picking. They were still spawning up against the cypress trees. I don't remember what time of year it was though.
It was
I
around
mean, I know
now.
it's this time of year, but I don't know what month.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
early April. You're talking about the national championship down there in
I
2019.
think I think it was the championship.
The one where I got my fish denied. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Zipper issues. Yeah, that one killed me. I figured it out on the last day I was there, which was, brutal. But
I can't remember if that
it always
was.
seems to happen to me. Like, I don't figure it out until the last minute, and it's like, oops.
What's that, Dontrell?
So I can't remember if that was the one that I was there for, because I think can't remember. But yeah, that was the I'd only been on Caddo once, and it was for the KBF. Nope, yeah, it was the KBF National Championship.
I think there was two there in a row, wasn't there?
In the fall. Yeah.
Mike Elsey won the first one, I believe.
Yeah. And then the next one was the one where Guillermo and Cody averaged 100 inches a day over 3 days.
Yeah, they went and tracked through mud or whatever to get to where they were going.
Yeah, that was the one that I was at. I was at the one where they won on Vistino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 2021.
Mhm.
Okay.
That was actually the last national championship I've actually attended and fished. I've been to every one. I miss going to them. I keep saying I'll do it, but my schedule just hasn't worked out. But hopefully next year I'll get back down there. Yeah, he's changing that up, but that's a subject for maybe another night. We'll get Chad on here to talk about the new KBF setup and how he's bringing back live events and doing more active kind of tournament directing in creative new ways. So that's a story for another time. Well, Dontrell, good luck down there at Caddo, man. That's an interesting lake, man. I hope you wear them out, dude. Is your goal to qualify for the Classic?
Yeah, always.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to fish the because we're obviously, you and I both have points in the Virginia Bass Nation, but we have the North Carolina Bass Nation event coming up in May here. Are you going to fish that too?
Yeah, I'll be around for the Yak and Chain.
Nice. What's the date of that one, Eric?
That's May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Yeah.
So that's the Carolina Classic plus Queen City.
Yeah.
All over.
So you got CKA, Foothill's going to be there. Port City's coming. Yeah, we're going to have the Carolina Classic kind of set up there, where all the clubs working together. So it's going to be cool. And then we got the North Carolina Bass Nation deal. So
yeah, so sort of like a triple dip situation.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's going to be a little pricey. May's going to be expensive. That's going to be an expensive month right there.
Why
you
is
got
that?
Bass coming to Sandy Cooper. You got that that event, and Bass comes to Sandy Cooper, and then you also have the Kayak Adventure Series come to the New River. So
wow,
that one, yeah, I'm gonna try and make that one. And fish that one because I know Hobie had the New River event a couple years ago, but it looks like it's on a different stretch for KAS.
I was
at
looking
least
at it.
the stretch of at least the stretch of river that everyone said that the Hobie event should have been on for better quality fish, but we'll see. That one I'll probably just do a show up and fish on Saturday and see if I can catch a smallmouth.
I've already got that week planned for least a few days off.
Yeah,
I need me a smallmouth or 2 or 3 or 5.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm just coming off of a week of
I can't seem to catch them anymore, man. I hope you guys figure them out because every time I'm in smallmouth water, I hook them and they get unbuttoned. Drives me crazy. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're wiry little fish, that's for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, Dontrell, man, safe travels. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks guys
man.
for having me.
All right,
Cool.
anyone you want to thank out of the sponsors besides Old Town? We talked about them quite a bit.
Yeah, there's Old Town, there's Carolina Waters, and Bizbaits.
Nice.
Nice.
This is not a sponsor, but Sniper Marine, because I've been using their Sniper Marine pole for live, Humminbird Mega Live for the past year or so, and it's been a game changer. It's a lot more comfortable using live without having to like swing my arm and all that stuff and point the transducer. So it's
one last question. One last question for you. If you were, because the Jordan event is a non-forward-facing sonar event for CKA,
yeah,
right, Eric?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you were fishing it without forward-facing sonar, how would you break it down?
No, I mean I wouldn't imagine that I would need forward-facing sonar for the event because there should be shallow. So I mean, I probably have it on the boat as a backup, but I wouldn't really plan on using it too much during the event because I plan to just keep running shoreline, square bill, flipping, Texas rig or something, and just fish shallow.
Interesting.
All right. That time of year.
Yeah, you guys heard it from the man.
All right.
Fish shallow.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dontrell, and we'll talk to you soon. Hope to see you at the next time.
All right. See you guys.
All right. Later. Cool deal.
It was good. He's good for the sport, that guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's got a great attitude, and he's always good to get some, information and stuff from. He's always willing to share. I try to do the same. I know you try to do the same too. People ask, like, whatever,
Yeah.
It's nice to give out that information, help people out.
Yeah, man.
Makes the sport more fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good conversations, too.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. I've been enjoying these lives, man. So I don't know. I don't think I'm available next week. I don't know if we're going to do one. If you'd plan to do one, I'll be.
Next week's going to be, yeah, we can do one. I can probably pop one off. You probably have to get somebody help out a little bit. But are you going to be around?
Corey or Brian on?
Yeah. See if Corey wants to pop on. I know he's busy with his daughter dancing up a storm.
Yeah.
But maybe we can free him up.
All right.
Get him in here. So yeah, Jordan Lake in a couple of weeks. One of the nice things, I was looking at this earlier.
It's actually what, a week
and a half? Last 2 years ago, it was 2024, over 100 inches.
Yep.
Which is kind of what I expected out of this year, honestly.
Yeah. The lake can put them up, man. Will Lambert had 100 plus in a CCKF event 3 years ago, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
He had a big day there. So that lake has got him for sure, man.
Yeah,
it should be an interesting tournament.
My son won his club tournament there a couple weeks ago. So
nice, congrats.
Everybody else was struggling, and he went to one spot, and he said he had his limit really quick. Huh. But unfortunately, that's kind of a haul for a kayak where he's fishing. So
yeah, right.
Plus, it'll be 4 weeks later, so I don't know how that's going to be. But good stuff, though. Can't wait to get there. So good deal.
Good deal, man. Good seeing you, buddy. I'll talk.
Same here. We'll see you on the water.
Later.
Later.